Good morning, friends, and welcome to another backpacking adventure. This one's going to be exciting. We're going to be joined by my good friend Dave, Day Hike Dave, and Bill Maxim from Maxim Outdoors. It's always a good time when I get to meet up with these guys. Of course, you can check out their channels for their renditions of this. I'm sure that's going to be spectacular as well, but that's down the road. We're hiking in the Gallitzin State Forest, like I said, the John P. Saylor Trail, which is a trail I've done segments of on various occasions, but I don't think I've ever done the whole thing, and I've certainly never spent the night out here. So the area is known for its dense bogs, and there's actually some really unique trees out here too that we're hoping to find. It's about 8:30. We're hoping to find the parking area where Bill told me to meet them, and then we're gonna get going. I'm letting these guys make the plan, and I'm just gonna kind of walk along for the ride. If you don't know, we got Day Hike Dave and Maxim Outdoors here with us, and I think we've all spent a little bit of time in this area hiking around before, so it should be good because we're all fairly familiar with where we're going and shouldn't get lost, although I almost lost the drone already. So
I know there is a water source,
but yeah, we're kind of here at this middle parking lot near the bog trail, and I think our goal is to make it to, there's an Adirondack Shelter that we're going to try to hike to. Well, as we start our day here, there's American beech tree right off the bat, and a nice little informative sign here telling us what it is. But this whole area should be full of the American beech. I guess they like this kind of flat area up here on the ridge. So, but yeah, that's one of the predominant species of tree up here that we'll be seeing a lot of. And so far, we're just going to walk this overgrown trail. I think this is the bog trail, and hopefully when we get onto the actual John P. Saylor Trail, that it's a little more maintained. Well, my friends, we have reached the John P. Saylor Trail, which is the main trail that we're going to be spending some time on today. I don't actually know which way we're going, but we're trying to get down to, there's like a southern loop to the trail, so we'll go and we'll cross a swinging bridge over Clear Shade Creek, and then make a right, and there should be an Adirondack Shelter just down that way, and that's the plan, is to get there. It is Labor Day weekend, so we expect a good many people to be on the trail, and so we want to try to get to the shelter before they do. However, there was nobody else at this parking lot, but there's also several other parking lots along the way. So far, we've been hiking through kind of like a hemlock grove down that way, and as you can see, just past Dave over here, there's some more hemlock trees, so another fun thing is to walk through some of these hemlock groves, and I don't know really what to expect as far as scenery goes other than that. Probably no overlooks up here. Most of them are farther out on the ridge, like Lost Turkey Trail type of thing, so I think mostly this is going to be kind of flatland bog type thing. But I was flying the drone around when we got here, and you can see the bogs, so, and they will be pretty cool to walk through once we find them. And there's also some unique trees up here that you won't find anywhere else in Pennsylvania. So if we can get to them bogs, hopefully we'll find some of them cypress trees and some other interesting stuff. So friends, with the drought this year, it looks like there's not going to be much in the way of fall foliage. The leaves are actually starting to change a little bit now, and it's the end of August. and a lot of stuff is just drying up and falling off the trees. So we haven't had rain here in well over a month. As you can see, that's detrimental to just about everything. I mean, you can just feel how dry things are. So it's kind of a shame, because we had some fall foliage adventures planned, but yeah, hey, we'll see what we get. For now, we'll just enjoy this nice cool day. It feels like fall. It's in the 60s, and I think it's supposed to get down to like 40 something tonight, so that ought to be interesting. Well, my friends, the scenery has changed. We've left the dense wood area, and now we're in this kind of flat, boggy, kind of field type of terrain. It's very interesting, very pretty with all these wildflowers here. I would guess that's goldenrod. Also, there's some beautiful views of the mountains over that way, so very pretty, very fun. Nice to see a little bit of change in the scenery. So we're getting into some pretty unique scenery here, as Shade Creek is just to our left as we're walking. It gets real swampy out that direction, but here another little feeder stream comes into it. There is definitely some water out in Shade Creek, which is nice because that'll probably be our water source for this journey. It's also one of my favorite streams to fish. I did not bring fish and stuff on this journey, but definitely a cool place to fish if you're into it. I've been fishing all up and down this stream my whole life, so definitely a good chance to catch some trout. And yeah, it's scenic too, so obviously that's why we're here today. Well, my friends, this is Clear Shade Creek that we've now made it to. We just crossed over the suspension bridge, probably one of the more sketchy suspension bridges I've seen in my hiking career. But what a beautiful spot this is. I mean, just magical. With all the hemlocks and the ferns and the mosses and stuff growing on the sides of the creek bank here. It's truly a treasure. This creek, it has a lot of sand in the base of the creek, which has always been important to me because the green drakes, which is a fly hatch in June, they need the sandy base of this creek to lay their eggs, and that's essential to their reproduction. And so that's one of the better fly hatches. We come out here all the time and catch a whole slew of trout. usually. And a lot of times when you're fishing and stuff where you're out of place so much, you forget about how beautiful it really is. And it's one of the joys of YouTubing for me, is really puts you in the focus on the nature around you and how beautiful the scenery here in Pennsylvania really is. We take it for granted a lot, especially in places that we're at frequently. But yeah, this is it. And we're going to keep on hiking down this southern loop, I guess is what you'd call it, and see if we can't find this shelter. Well, here just off the trail, spring water's coming up, bubbling up out of the ground. Big circle of rocks here, and feeding right into clear shade. I bet you that's some clean water coming out of there. So shockingly, it's running out pretty good, given the fact that it hasn't rained here in well over a month. So yeah, I'm surprised to see something like this out here in the woods. Friends, now here I feel like I'm in like Jurassic Park or something. Look at these ferns. Ain't these something? What an interesting place. This is like the bogs, like what kind of I was expecting to be walking through today. It just took us an awful while to get here, but yeah, aren't these things unique? Like, they're about as tall as I am. Here we are. Beautiful clear shade wild area. And as we keep walking along through here, check out all these wildflowers that's everywhere. And then there's some other stuff down by our feet, things that we don't even know what they are, but they're pretty. So obviously wildflowers is a good reason to come here. Just look at all these white poofy things. I don't know what they are. Little red things down on the ground, some purple things. It's very pretty, very cool spot. You just gotta really slow down and look at everything, take it all in so you can appreciate it. Well, we didn't think we'd be climbing much elevation on this journey, but turns out we were wrong. But we've made our way to the top of this knoll, and a little bit of change of scenery into a more wooded section of trail. I think we're going to be up here for a little bit and kind of meandering our way around the hardwoods above the swamp. We sat down, took a little break because we definitely needed it, and hopefully it's mostly flat from here on out because yeah, we're starting to feel it. We're about 6 miles in and about 2 to go, I believe. So friends, we have about 1.5 miles left to go to the shelter. There's really not a whole lot to see up in this neighborhood terrain. A lot of fern growth, a lot of cherry trees. So we're just trying to hoof it to the shelter. Should be a creek there, maybe provide some scenery. If it's anything like the rest of this area, abundance of firewood. So, and just a good time, fellowship with the three of us. So, plan is to just get there and relax for the rest of the evening. So should be soon. Well, my friends, this is home for the holidays, as they say. We've made it here, and it couldn't have come sooner. But it is a nice camp spot. Got the shelter here. Big, wide open plains. Hopefully get some dark skies for some stars tonight. And great view. Hey, maybe we'll get some wildlife or something walking through here. Got a nice fire pit, nice picnic table. Could you ask for any more?
Can't ask for any more.
Perfect. So we're gonna camp back here tonight. The shelter is just out there, but this is nice and shady back here, and we got room for 3 tents, and there's 3 of us, so it's just perfect, right?
Right.
Nice hemlock tree and a good bit of flat spot, cushiony. So this is where we're at. Let's get the packs off officially and the tents set up. Well, we have got our tents all set up. Dave's right here. We got Bill. Bill has left Team Kelty, and he's a trader now, but he's got a Nebo, right? Nemo. Finding Nemo. So he's like the fish, right?
Yeah.
Except for a really expensive fish.
But 25% off.
25% off. I am keeping my loyalty to Kelty, well, because it's basically brand new. This is the second time using it. The good thing about Bill's tent is it's a 2-person tent now. He's upgraded. He's got lots of room for activities.
Call me Bougie Bill now on the streets.
Bougie Bill. But the Kelty's also a 2-person, so that way if Rachel ever decides to come backpacking, she can. But otherwise, we're all set up. If you can maybe see the Adirondack Shelter out through the trees there, that's where we're going to go have a fire in just a short minute. What was everybody's favorite part of the trail today?
I really like that big hill. That was a lot of fun. I liked leaving my tripod behind and having to go back and get that.
What hill? Dave, what did you like about today?
I liked the bridge. That was fun.
Yeah. The bog was cool. Seeing like all those cotton plants or whatever they were. That was interesting.
A lot of wildflowers today.
And the crown jewels that we seen.
The crown jewels. That's the purple,
Yeah.
the purple ones.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go have a fire.
I was thinking whenever we were hiking here how funny it would be if we were sitting here and a bunch of like hillbillies come out of the woods. This is our annual Labor Day cookout up here.
You're in our spot.
You didn't earn our salt and pepper, did you?
Oh, it was long. Yeah, right. Banjo started playing.
We're starting off dinner here today with Mountain House beef stew, so I'm going to tell you how that's at. I think it's the first time I've had that, but it's got some hearty gravy in it, and beef and carrots and some other stuff, so it should be good. And just wait till you see what we got for tomorrow night. It's going to be even better.
It's just like Mama's.
Just like Mama's, yeah. But we're having a good time sitting by the fire here. That's what it's all about, really, the fellowship between the 3 of us. And Dave's going to ask us some questions later. We're having a Q&A. So you're going to have to check out Dave's video to see the Q&A. Bill's video is not coming out for like 3 years, so...
Probably 2030. We'll probably be taken over by like AI.
But so, check it out, but it's going to be a while. You'll have to wait. Alright, we're going to see if this Mountain House beef stew is worth the price we paid.
What'd you pay?
$8, I think. Is it worth $8? I don't know. It's hot. I know that. Oh yeah, I could get behind this. It's worth $8 all day long.
Just like Mama's.
And that's not as good as Mama's, but it's not as good as Rachel's either. But Rachel ain't here, so this is what we got. There was pepper all over this picnic table when we got here, but
And poop.
And bird poop. So I could have had some bird flu with my beef stew, but not today.
Bird flu and beef stew.
All right, well, the moon is out. I don't know if you can see it up in the sky up there, but we're Bill's howling at the moon. We're just gonna kind of wrap things up. We're having a nice little campfire here, and like I said, there's gonna be a campfire Q&A on Dave's channel that you'll have to check out and see what kind of creative answers we come up with. Otherwise, we'll see you in a few days with part 2 of this, where we're gonna go back across the swing bridge and off to Wolf Rocks.